Hi guys, welcome to Happy Healthy Meals with Risa Auger. I am Risa Auger and I'm so glad you're here. It is going to be an interesting night. We might have a surprise. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But tonight I wanted to talk about a couple of things. About meal prep, about choosing what you're having on your meal plan. And then I also want to invite you to lose your COVID-5 with me because I put on my skinny jeans and they are not so happy with me right now. So my aunt makes cakes. She's been dropping things off. We've been having extra wine. Well, I shouldn't say extra wine. I should just say more than I'm used to. Just loving life right now, and it's not loving me back. Where's the peanut butter? It's on the top rack of the thing. She's trying to put away her snack right now. So, one of the things that I want to talk about today is I would love it if you guys join me in losing your COVID-5, or if you just want to join us to get some more recipes than what's here. There's a workbook, there's some videos. I will be with you every step of the way. And yeah, usually I just coach through this process, but I'm actually going to be doing it with you because I need a refresher clearly on my portions and everything. So ask me about that. Drop an emoji if you want info. PM me, drop a comment to this live broadcast, or send me an email, risaauger@ymail.com. Visit me on Facebook. However you want to get a hold of me, there's a million ways to get a hold of me. Let me know that you want in. I'm going to be taking signups. You can do it anytime, but this time I'm starting it with you, and I will be there, like, on it every day, hopefully. Anyway, except next week, because next week I'm on vacation. Oh yeah, and no live next week. So, or I'm going to be doing it from a friend's house. I don't really know where I'm going to be next week. We have very vague plans to be at a friend's house or at a hotel. I have no idea. We'll see what happens with next week. Okay, so what I really wanted to talk about today was finding recipes and making them what you want them to be. When I look at a recipe, I am looking for guidance and directions. I'm looking for guidance on portions, like how much salt to use to the amount of cumin, or how much basil to put in, or how whatever. But then I'm also looking for directions on how long to bake, how high to bake, if I need to like soak something, if I need to dry something. So like tonight I'm making eggplant parm, and part of the directions was to dry your eggplant first. Well, I'm glad that I looked at that because I wouldn't have had time to do that. I would have had to been sticking it in the air fryer first for a bit, but right now I sliced my eggplant and it's all, I think you can see it in the background a little bit. I salted it, it's on paper towels, so hopefully it'll dry out just a little bit before I stick it in the oven. And yeah, I'm using the oven tonight. Crazy, right? Because I just don't want them to fly around in the air fryer. Like, you know how like things move and that's the whole point of the air fryer? Well, for these, they need to stay in one place. And then I need to flip them, and then they need to stay in one place. So I will be using the oven tonight. I've also prepped a couple other things. Like I have pre-done my noodles, my noodles from my aunt's garden. I'm so excited to have some fresh squash noodles. I'm going to saute these. They're just in garlic and olive oil right now. Garlic, olive oil, and white vinegar. Not white vinegar, white wine vinegar. And then I'm going to top everything with marinara sauce, roasted organic marinara sauce. This is the one from Trader Joe's that does not have canola oil in it. So if you are going to get a jar of sauce, make sure that it does not have any canola oil in it. So I'm going to top everything with this, but I do want to cook everything and then plate it, and then I'm going to warm the sauce up and toss everything in it. So I'm going to toss the noodles in it, and then I'm going to put a little bit on each piece of eggplant, before I top it with cheese. So my eggplant parm, I think, is going to actually sort of come out more like little mini pizzas with Parmesan cheese instead of like mozzarella cheese. I'm going to use a 3-cheese blend as well as powdered Parmesan. Probably get that out. So every grocery store has this that I've seen. This one is a quattro blend of cheese. We only have a little bit left, so I thought it would be perfect for tonight. I'm just going to do some on it so it's kind of melty and ooey gooey. Plus the cheese is our protein tonight, so that's going to be something good. It's our protein and our healthy fat tonight, which is amazing. I'm so excited. I'm going to have a little bit of butter on my toast. I'm going to have we're having like multigrain toast. No, we're not. We're having sourdough toast, sorry, for our carb for tonight. Sourdough toast is like one of those things that are on the edge for me because it is fermented, so it's better than white bread. Plus it tastes amazing. It's like my favorite thing ever. Oh my gosh, on my deathbed I want cinnamon sugar sourdough toast. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's like one of those things that like it makes me feel like I'm 5 years old again, learning how to toast my own dinner and being amazed that I like made my own snack or whatever. Okay. It's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I love that stuff. I have not had Cinnamon Toast Crunch in like years, but it is one of those things. Like, if I knew that I could eat whatever I wanted and there was a magic pill to keep you healthy and you could eat whatever you wanted, Cinnamon Toast Crunch would probably be on the top of my list, but there's not. So we eat our veggies, right? We eat our veggies, we keep it clean, we eat our olive oils and our healthy fats, and it's all good. Okay, I digress. But let's say that you wanted to make chicken parm. Maybe you like the combination of whatever herbs and spices in the process that is the eggplant parm, but you want to make chicken parm? Do it. If you want to do the same process to like a really awesome piece of, I wouldn't do steak, I would do pork, like a pork loin. You could do this with pork loin. If you have a recipe that calls for ground beef, you can totally sub in ground chicken, ground turkey. You could sub in ground bison, anything like that. Lentils, you could sub in chickpeas. It's more the texture, like you're subbing for texture, right? So it can go even into your veggies. If something calls for shredded spinach, you could use shredded kale. You could use you could use arugula. It's pre-shredded because of the way that it comes off the leaves, right? The way they come off, they're all separated. Just know that arugula has way more pop, that peppery pop, than say spinach does. Spinach is very mild. But if you want more pop, you could totally sub for arugula. So many things that you can sub. So there's all these things that you can do. If you run out of olive oil or you just don't want to use olive oil, you could use butter. It's very simple to, my dog is now below me, to swap out some things. So I'm going to tell you about my meals this week, and I'm going to tell you things that you can swap out for them. And then if you want recipes for all these things, they will be on the Facebook page for you to see recipes on. I usually post the dinner recipes about 5 o'clock so that you have them before you make dinner. And if you want anything ahead of time, let me know and I'll just email it to you. Just like if you need it to go shopping or whatever. I usually try to make things that most people would probably have on hand anyway. And if you don't, then just save it till next week and make it next week. My meal plans in no way make you make them this week. They're just suggestions for ideas for when you get to the refrigerator and say, what the heck am I making, right? So tomorrow I'm going to do chicken tacos in the crock pot. And I'm going to do a bell pepper salad. So my bell pepper salad is literally bell peppers, cucumbers, and avocado. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of salsa on that. Actually, I'm not, because I'm doing salsa chicken tacos. So I'm literally putting chicken and salsa in the crock pot, and that's it. And I'm letting it go. And that will be amazing. So the cheese on it will be our healthy fat or the sour cream, whatever I choose. I usually do a little bit of both, like a half serving of each, to keep it going. But you could do turkey and salsa in the crock pot. You could do steak and salsa in the crock pot. You could, I don't think fish works in the crock pot like that. But you could easily chop up a piece of fish, your favorite fish, and throw it in the skillet and throw some salsa on it and let it simmer for like 5 or 6 minutes just to soak in that flavor. And do a swap out that way. I've done shrimp tacos for me where I've just grilled the shrimp, let it sit in the salsa, and that works out really, really well. Tomorrow we're going to be trying some cassava flour shells. So I'm really excited about that. Or tortillas that I'm gonna turn into shells, I guess. Just to try something different than corn. I have corn as backup, but just in case, right? So we're gonna try it. If they don't like it, oh well, more for me. So we'll see how that goes. So the next night I'm going to be making beef stroganoff, which calls for like a ground meat, right? So that goes back to anything that's ground you can use. Lentils, chickpeas, ground turkey, ground chicken, ground whatever. I will probably do half beef, half, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do half beef, half lentils, or half beef, half turkey yet, just because beef it's dense, it's very flavorful, and I just kind of want to cut that a little bit. I'm also going to, I think there's mushrooms in there, and I meant to double the mushrooms, but I didn't buy enough mushrooms, and that's okay. So we'll see how that goes. But I am going to do a spinach salad, and I'm going to serve it over some spaghetti squash that I'm going to saute so it's nice and flavorful, but you can serve it over anything. So when something calls for rice, you can, because a lot of times you serve spaghetti stroganoff over rice or pasta. Pasta is big. When I was little, we used to serve it over those egg noodles. Do you remember those packages that had like the egg on top of it? Anyway, so instead of the noodles, I've served it over shredded cabbage. I've done it over rice, cauliflower rice, and I've done it over just squash, like just roasted squash. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to be serving it over spaghetti squash. So I'm going to pull the spaghetti squash apart, and then I'm going to saute it so it's nice and crispy. And that'll be really good. The next night, I'm doing an egg roll in a bowl, and it calls for pork. But again, that's that ground beef, that ground meat thing. By the way, I have a lot of ground meat in my freezer. That's why we're doing a lot of ground meat this week. You can do this any way you want. You can serve it over, I will be serving it over I haven't decided yet. So the recipe calls for shredded cabbage in the recipe, just like you would have it in your egg roll, right? So I'm going to serve it over, I was gonna do, this is a funny story. So we had rice this weekend, and there was lots left over. So I was gonna do half white rice, half cauliflower, but now I'm gonna do half brown rice, half cauliflower rice. And I'm gonna put it in the pan, and I'm going to do it like fried style, but it's not really, I mean, I'm not deep frying, I'm not doing it really, really hot. So it'll just be in coconut oil, and I just get a little bit crispy, and I add some green onions to it, which are also in the recipe anyway. So just add a little bit extra because we really like them. But you can do this with ground turkey. You can do the recipe and then put some grilled shrimp on top of it. Just you're looking for the flavors, and you're using the recipe as directions. You don't have to use it verbatim, right? But be smart about what you're subbing in, because if you want to make something with steak, usually things that you're making with steak are not going to be fantastic with a non-red meat. So just be smart about what you're subbing in. So, okay, again, with the ground meat, because we just have so much of it right now. We are doing meatloaf and mashed potatoes and a green salad on Friday night, hopefully. We might be at a friend's house, so I might be mixing this up a little, but that's the plan for right now. The mashed potatoes, I'm actually going to do part rutabaga, part potatoes, and I literally cut them all up and I put them in the crock pot together, and so it all melts together, and then when you stick your mixer inside, it all melds. And I don't like mashed potatoes because of the texture, but as soon as I cut it in half with veggies or a sweet potato to change the texture, it all ends up working out. I might actually end up making French fries instead of mashed potatoes. It depends on if people come over and who comes over, and anyway. But know that you can totally do that. So the recipe that's going to be posted on Friday has turnips and cauliflower in it, but know that you can do just about any root vegetable. I've even subbed in carrots. Like if I have carrots and I want to make a mash and I have some potatoes, I'll sub in the carrots. It adds a little bit of sweetness, and then you get these like sweet buttery potatoes and mashed potatoes, and it's really, really good, I promise. So that's what's going on, and I hope that some of these subs help you to get creative, to make sure that everything is matching up with your plan tonight, and that it helps you get on to feeling better, feeling happier, feeling in control in the kitchen, and like you can make the choices. You don't have to find that exact thing. You can just sort of mix things up and make it work for you. Make it work for what you have on hand. Like if you have an oh crap, I forgot moment, it's okay to sub out a protein. It's okay to swap out a veggie. It's okay to swap out your oils types if you want to. Go for it. And if you ever need help with it, I am so here for you. Ooh, lie. That's fun. Totally here for you. Hey friend, thanks for joining in. I'm just about done, but I'm so glad to see you. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. But check back in for all the recipes and some other tips and some fun stuff this week on the Facebook page. That's facebook.com/groups/happyhealthymeals. And I am here every Monday, except maybe not next Monday. I will announce it if I'm going to be live. I just don't know where I'm going to be. They keep closing beaches, so I'm afraid that I might be vacationing at home and just trying to really ignore office work. So we'll see how that goes. Wish me luck. Wish Los Angeles luck in not getting shut down. So that is it. I'm going to pray for y'all, and then I will send you on your merry, delicious ways, and hope that you are just having a really great week. So that's it. Thank you so much for being here, and if you will indulge me and bow your heads, that would be fantastic. Dear Lord, thank you for all these lovely folks who joined me tonight. Thank you for providing food for all of us that nourishes our bodies, that makes us energetic and lets us focus more on being just awesome people to our tribes. May our meals be delicious and nutritious the entire week. May our knives be sharp and our chicken be crispy. And may whatever we put into our bodies just bless your plan. In your name I pray. Amen. And that's it. Thank you so much for your time. It is so precious and so valuable. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. I shall see you next week. Probably, maybe, hopefully. All right. Bye, guys.